Call. Bro, why is this green screen so fucking bad? I mean, why does it look so weird outside? I love you too, baloney. Already glazing the thunder. Oh, God. You guys really aren't going to like the video I dropped today. You guys really aren't going to like it. I do wonder, it's like, do you guys want to say that every team we lose to sucks? Is that what it is? Bubba, 18 months in the Slightly Delusional Club. Thunder up, winners win, hashtag faithful. That's fair. Imagine still being pissed about last night's anomaly of a game. Yeah. No one's pissed. I figured you were trolling Xavier, but you never know. I saw a comment under lockdown that was like, please get Slightly off the show. He was happy with the Mavs loss on his stream last night. I was like, what? Like, what are these people? What are you watching? Must have had a different stream on. Jake Berger, yeah. I know next to nothing about the guy, but I saw some Rangers people, some mutual followers of mine that are excited, so I'm excited. The NBA schedule right now is so dumb. But really, if you're a Mavericks fan, you're really rooting for the Warriors to win. The team having to travel back to the West Coast would be stupid as fuck. Really stupid. Okay. My team couldn't win last night. That doesn't mean we can't win today. Think about it. Max, you've been helpful last night, yeah? Ugh. Think about it. Let's go. Who had more MLB career home runs? Okay. Barry Bonds, all-time leader in home runs, completely clean. Never took steroids. They're all lying about him. Who had more MLB career home runs? David Ortiz, Albert Pujols. Albert Pujols at 700 home runs. Come on, guys. Early 2000s, mid-2000s baseball. I clear. The heavy favorite to win this year's Heisman Trophy. Is it Ginty? No, it's Travis Hunter. I've seen all of. He's like minus 5,000 or something. The former Jazz and Hawk who made 4 All-Star teams announced his retirement last week. All right, that's Paul Millsap. We're cruising. We're cruising a little bit here. When was the last time UConn won a women's basketball title? Oh, fuck. 2020s. Or has it been South Carolina the entire 2020s? I'm going to say 2010s. Dominant in the 2010s. Who did Coach K lose to in his final game coaching Duke? Was it really UNC? Wow. All right. That's crazy that that's true. The Premier League powerhouse didn't win a single game in November. Oh, fuck. I'm really about to get exposed. I kind of feel like Man City's had a bad season, so I'm going to click them even though this doesn't feel correct to me. Oh, my God. What happened to them? Who was the only non-power conference school to make a college football playoff in the 4-team era? Cincinnati. It's Cincinnati. All right. I'm surprised I knew that. 2 more. Which NWSL team won the championship last month? What? What is NWSL, bro? Oh, my God. I don't know what NWSL is. Is that an esport thing? Who's the only movie player to hit 2 Grand Slams? That's Fernando Tatis Sr. Let's go! 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 Let's go Women's Soccer League? Oh, okay. All right. That was a dominant run right there. That was a dominant run. It's going to be a great day. It's going to be a fantastic day. Ah, man. I'm super proud of myself. Some of those were tough, too. Some of those weren't easy. Just erase all the negativity from the Mavs loss. Hey, someone's got to win. Somebody's got to win. Might as well be me, huh? I mean, I got college football questions. Slightly sexist, should know the women's league. I mean, to be fair, I couldn't tell you who won the men's league. I didn't know WNSL was. National Women's Soccer League. That makes sense now. The most annoying thing about the loss is that I work for an Oklahoma company and they all want to talk to me about it. Clark won Athlete of the Year. I did see that. I think that's probably fair. I mean, she kind of dominated the news cycle in a lot of ways this year. So seriously, though, what happened to Man City? They're just trash now? Man, I want to get back in it. I did enjoy the couple of weeks that I was really invested in the Premier League. It's hard. It's hard to find time. It really is. It's hard to find time. When you get older, you realize you can't just follow all the sports like you used to. You got other shit going on. And what's funny is, during this time of the MLB offseason, I love the trades. I love MLB transactions. It reminds me kind of, this is like how some people are, I think, of the NBA, where I'm not all that interested in the games. But what I am interested in is the trades. I'm interested in the trades. I'm interested in the transactions. Everything else is just whatever for me. Rangers getting Nate Dogg back. Okay, I'm gonna be real with you. That meme, the "I want to harm myself" meme, is actually why I came to the conclusion that I thought it was Man City. Man City got tired of winning. Brian Foster, welcome to the Slightly Delusional Club. Rangers getting Nate Dogg back. So, what do you think about Christian Brown's on-off being higher than Jokic's? Is he the true MVPs? We'd have to look at some other stats. We'd have to look at his glorp and slorp. Yo, love the content. Love you, Byron. I think, guys, I need you to have my back today, okay? I'm dropping a video later. I need you guys to have my back. All right? I just got to ask one question. When shit hits the fan, are you still a fan? Today will be the litmus test of that for you. When shit hits the fan, are you still a fan? Think about it and circle back to me. Good morning, folks. It is Wednesday, December 11th, man. Woo, Christmas is right around the corner, folks. If you're looking for a perfect Christmas gift, how about an Unblocked Slightly shirt? Huh? How about one? I got about 12 left. I looked through all my boxes that I have over here. I got about 20 or so unblocked slightly shirts. Thinking about putting them up on the shop for $20. Just something to consider. Best Christmas song. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day, you gave it away. This year, to save all those tears. Whoa, YouTube's about to hit me with a copyright strike. Guys, that's not the song. That's just me singing. That's just me singing, man. They thought I was playing the real song. Anyways, we got some NBA Cup action to talk about this fine morning. I want to start real briefly here with some news, some unfortunate injury-related news. Scotty Barnes is expected to miss several weeks with a right ankle injury. Of course, he just came back from that face injury. And he'll be out several weeks. Turned his ankle on a nasty fall. He fell on Karl Anthony Towns or whatever it was. Unfortunate injury. I mean, nothing nefarious. Just an unfortunate injury. And it sucks, man. These injuries are just piling and piling and piling up. Best Christmas song is Fairy Tale of New York, and it's not close. I don't even know what that is. Thank goodness it wasn't an ACL or something. Yeah, of course. Thank goodness. I saw Cowboys player Overshawn tore his ACL, MCL, and what was the other one? PCL? Good God. How is that even possible? I agree with what Legler said about Scotty Barnes. Was that, I was listening to their pod yesterday, actually. Was that that he's not like a superstar? And that he's more of a second or third guy? I think that's probably where his career goes, but I'm not fully ready to give up on that just yet. The idea of Scotty turning into a top, 20 player. PCL's up here, isn't it? Isn't PCL in your upper body? Let me look. Demarion Overshawn. Horrible injury. They said they've pretty much already ruled him out for next season. PCL's in your knee? Oh, okay. Well, I was right. Slightly doctor. Slightly MD. Long road to recovery. I hate to hear that. Yeah, Demarion Overshawn tore the ACL, MCL, and PCL in his right knee. Jesus Christ almighty. Franz or Scotty for the future? That one is tough. I kind of think from what we've seen from them, you'd have to go Franz, but I'm not going to lie to you. I don't feel great about that. How many L's can be in a knee? Yeah, is there any more L's that we need to know about? You have your ACL, PCL, MCL. Is there a DCL? CCL? He could be a top 10 player in the league, but won't be seen as a number one because he does some role player stuff a lot. Like setting screens, hustling, etc. Kind of like Scottie Pippen, I guess. Yeah, I mean, there's a... When you're the number one on a team, there's a different expectation of you with what you're supposed to be doing offensively and so on and so forth. And I could definitely see the argument being Scotty doesn't really do those things. There's an LCL as well. CDL? No, that's not in your knee, bro. That's not in your knee. I think that's in your elbow. Have you watched Dylan Harper yet? He's a clear number one pick to me. I haven't watched any college basketball at all currently. That'll change at some point, but as it stands right now, I haven't watched any. I've seen just highlights and clips here and there. They're saying Cooper Flagg might not be that guy. That's just what they're saying online. Like a Jaylen Brown and Scottie Pippen second option. Scotty Barnes is a different type of player than those two. Yeah, I mean they were more was saying on the All City podcast that he thinks he's more of a third option. I think if Scotty Barnes is your third option, you're probably fucking loaded. You're probably just completely and totally stacked. I don't know why the Thunder fans are so high. All right, can I ask a question real quick? Why are you guys doing it? I don't understand this from fans and stuff like that. They want a game. Like, what do you mean, why are they so high? They're excited they want a fucking game. That's like, why are the Thunder trying so hard? Because it's a game. You're supposed to try hard every fucking game. Like, it's one of my least favorite things. Why are they trying so hard? Because they want to win? If I had to guess? Yeah, if the Mavs beat them, we'd be annoying as shit. Why are people so hurt losing to one of the best teams in the NBA? Yeah, so the Thunder beat the Mavericks 118-104. They ruined the Mavs Cup run has come to a conclusion. And this was a game that was dominated by the Oklahoma City Thunder. It was a 3-point game at the half. It did not feel like that at all. You know, the Thunder dominated the first half. It was a first half that was plagued by turnovers for the Mavericks, a problem that has become increasingly more concerning over time for this team. And last night it reared its ugly head in a bad way. The Mavericks just, obviously, this is a Thunder team that forces more turnovers than anybody. There's an insane stat right now that you should keep an eye on because it would be historic if it were to happen, if it were to finish and hold. That is, the Thunder force more steals than they turn the ball over. It's never happened in the history of the league. Never has a team done that. So that's just something to monitor. I mean, it's insane what they do. They're so active defensively. They put so much pressure on the ball. They're so good in passing lanes. They're so good in help. You get the ball in the middle of the floor, which is what they want to do. They play high. They play at the level of screens. They blitz. They trap. They double. They force you to move the ball around. And they're everywhere defensively. So your passes have to be crisp. They got to be quick. You have to be strong with the basketball. And last night, the Mavericks were not that. And that was the game. I mean, we can talk about Luka's performance and some of these other guys' performances, and I guess we will. But that was the game right there. 11 first-half turnovers for the Mavericks. This is a team that has averaged about 12 turnovers a game in recent years. So to get 11 in the first half definitely is not what you want. And the Thunder had, 36 points off of turnovers in this game. So there you go. I mean, there's your game. The Thunder had 21 more shots than you did. 21 more shots than the Dallas Mavericks. That's how you lose. The Mavericks gave up 17 offensive rebounds. That can't happen. The Mavericks won this series last year due in large part to their rebounding, their effort on the boards, the fact that they were just a bigger basketball team than this Oklahoma City Thunder team, and they took advantage of that in the postseason. Last night was bad. Last night was pathetic. I thought the Mavericks' effort on the boards was. They weren't boxing out. They weren't hustling up the long rebounds. They were allowing the Thunder athletes to crash off the wings and the corner. And yes, definitely having Hardenstein helps. Hardenstein had 5 offensive rebounds last night for them. But, I mean, Cason Wallace is a 6'3" guard? He had 4. Lou Dort is a 6'4", 6'5" guard? He had 3. What's the excuse there? What's the excuse there? As a Mavs fan, OKC played beautiful basketball. Yeah, they did. The Thunder played a really good game, and the Mavericks did not. I mean, they didn't match their intensity. I talked about it a second ago where it's like, the Thunder were trying so hard. Well, yeah. That's what they do. That's why they're 19-5. They play hard as fuck. Everybody on their roster, they play good basketball. If you come out and you play, bad basketball, you're going to have a tough time against this team. Like, yeah, they play hard. Yes, they do. They try hard. There you go. That is what they do. OKC's beautiful basketball is just fouling, but they don't, though. They play physically. The Mavs play physically defensively. I want you to know that. I want you to know that the Thunder people that I follow, my mutuals, and I thought that this was a little lame, but they were upset with the officiating last night. I want you to know the Mavericks play a very aggressive brand of basketball defensively as well. Lou Dort is stronger than everybody we have besides Lively and Luka. It's crazy how good they are in the future they still have with picks. Yeah, it is absolutely insane. Yeah, I did think, what's the guy's name? Royce Lewis. I didn't realize that guy fucking worked for the team. His Twitter timeline is crazy for somebody who works in the front office of a basketball team. Case Wallace is so damn good. I've watched him closely ever since we traded him for Lively. Had never heard of him before. Feels like other rookies don't have a huge role, but Wallace, what the heck? Yeah. Yeah, Case Wallace has been good. I mean, up and down their roster. They could low-key rob Herb Jones with everything they have. So the problem here, and I say problem, it's not really a problem, but the thing about the Thunder is they don't, like, I was looking at them, Herb Jones trades or, like Cam Johnson trades. Their contract situation is weird. They don't have a lot of super tradable contracts, and I'm not saying they have bad contracts. I'm saying everybody's either making next to nothing financially or you have, like, good players. So it's hard to trade for non-stars at this point if you're them. It include trading, like, Lou Dort, basically. I think even then you'd have to include some. The point is we could have won the game if we played with our high intensity and picked up SGA full court. Yeah, I mean, I didn't love the way the Mavs played last night, full stop. I mean, they missed some shots. They shot really poorly from the field, turned the ball over a ton. I'm sorry, they shot 47% from the field, but second half they just got clamped defensively. And Luka obviously was 5 of 15. He had more turnovers and made buckets. Like, that was not a good Luka game. Kyrie 7 of 14. Would have liked to see him just get going more, but beyond that, just the turnovers I thought were piss poor. And, I was mentioning it last night. They got punched in the mouth, and they weren't really ready for it. Paul at the 5. Mavs lost a single game in December. Traded all for Butler. They should trade it, Paul. They should rebuild. They should tear it down and rebuild around Jimmy Butler. 35-year-old Jimmy Butler. We got a solid 6-month window there. Was the physical game with the Mavs barely blowing their whistle for fouls and free throws? Yeah, I mean, I didn't think that the Mavs shot 12 more free throws than the Thunder. The Thunder give up a ton of free throws, so that's not that much of a surprise. I think they have the biggest free throw discrepancy in the league. I could be wrong there, but if it's not the biggest free throw discrepancy in the league, it's one of the biggest ones. But that's because they're smaller and they foul a bunch. They're physical. They got outplayed more by the score indicates, and I agree with that. This is a 14-point game, and it got it got down to 9, I think, at one point late, and it got kind of interesting. Would you even trade for Butler if the price is right? No. It got a little interesting there late, but yeah, this score, the Thunder dominated this game. They put up 53s. They were on pace for 61. On pace for 62 threes attempted in the first half. They attempted 31 threes in the first half. Crazy. And a lot of them were clean looks. And Shea was 5 of 9 from 3. He had, what did he finish with in this one? Shea was incredible. 39 points on 15 of 23 from the field. I mean, he was unstoppable. You saw the differences. You saw, how the Mavericks, their stars, how Luka got defended by Lou Dort. Just basically bear hugged the entire time he was on the court by Lou Dort. And the Mavs, they played their single coverage on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I didn't think their help was anywhere near good enough for him. You really got to shrink the floor with Shai. You got to be ready in the gaps. You got to try. It's difficult, but you got to try to prevent him from getting to his spots. Because once he's out of spots, it's pretty much go time. Like, he's going to get his shot, and you just have to pray he misses it. And last night he was not missing it. Man, he was incredible last night. Dallas plays Oklahoma twice in January, I think. So the thing that sucks about this Cup stuff for the Mavs is they were going to play the Thunder 3 times this season. They now played them 4 times. And 3 of those 4 times will be in Oklahoma City, which is one of the toughest places to win in the NBA. So that kind of sucks, scheduling-wise. Where it's like, great. Now we have to play one of the best teams in the league on the road 3 times this season. You already won there once, so. When Shai hits that low bump fadeaway from the sideline, free throw, it's automatic. Yeah, his little baseline jumper, it is absolutely automatic. And I didn't think the Mavs did a good enough job of stopping him. They didn't really double team him at all. And with the guys the Thunder have, it's kind of hard to double team and help off of guys. And when they did do that, you saw Isaiah Joe get loose for some threes. You saw Casey Wallace shoot a bunch of wide open threes. You saw Lou Dort shoot a bunch of wide open threes. Some of those are shots that you'll live with. You know, they were cool with Lou Dort shooting threes. But Lou Dort's a 40% three-point shooter this year. And he went 3 of 7 last night. So I see Twitter, the NBA execs voted on best front offices and the Mavs not on the list. Oh, well. Thunder played well. Mavs didn't. Surprised it was somewhat close. Yeah, I mean, the fact it was a 3-point game at halftime was crazy. Like, you played a horrible basketball game and you were still theoretically in the game. I was shocked seeing the game plan of just leaving Caruso and Alex open. He didn't shoot well, too. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what the Mavs did last year in the playoffs. Like, they left Chet open. They left Lou Dort open. And they were like, beat us. And those guys really didn't. That's how this Mavs team plays defense. You have guys defensively that aren't very good defensively, who can fall asleep off ball, who can, just fall asleep defensively and really kind of put your defense in rotation. So you kind of live with some guys shooting threes. Why do they OKC have 3 home games? So the Mavs were supposed to play the Thunder three times, 2 of them in OKC, 1 in Dallas. That's completely normal. But because this Cup game, the way that it was, the Thunder were the higher seed, so they got to host the game. The Mavericks got the Thunder, and they had to play in OKC. So now you have 3 games on the road against the Thunder this season. It's tough. That's tough. Caruso of Alex. I really don't think OKC had that many easy shots in the half court. It felt the Mavs played better in the second half in a lot of ways, but they're just still not good enough. In the fourth quarter, I guess I should say. So a good win by the Thunder. They move on. They're the favorites to win the Cup, and honestly, I think in some ways this Mavs team was possibly the toughest team they could play, and they kind of took care of business there. So, do you think Chet has a bigger impact on the team than PJ? Well, Chet's better than PJ, but PJ is so important for this Mavericks team. You see it on the. I'm telling you guys, I say this all the time. You see it on the glass. It's not really what you would think of. The first thing you would think of when you think about PJ Washington, but you see it on the boards. PJ. He plays so physically on the glass, and the Mavs really need that. They really need that sometimes. And last night was one of those. They really missed that. But an impressive win nonetheless by the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are, they're good. They're good, folks. Stay tuned later today on the channel. That's all I'll say. We were leading the NBA in rebounding. Those 11 of 12 wins. Yep, well, there you go. There's PJ. PJ outplayed Chet in the playoffs. He did. I mean, Chet's better than PJ. Who's more important to their team? I mean, the Mavs are 1-5 without PJ Washington now. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. All right. So the other game of the night. I have an interesting take on this, and I want you guys to tell me if you agree or not. Okay, first and foremost, Adam Silver. This is what the fuck I'm talking about. This is what we've been talking about all season long. There's no reason why, none at all, the final 5 minutes, 2 minutes of an NBA game shouldn't be the most exciting thing in sports. No reason whatsoever. You have some of the best athletes in the world, just the nature of the game. The best player is going to have the ball in his hands. He's going to be going up against the other team's best defensive player. What more could you possibly want? You don't really get that in other sports. Baseball, you go to the ninth inning, some random pitcher could be pitching against the bottom of the lineup. Like, where's the fun in that, right? NFL, dog shit quarterback number 1 throws a ball into the dirt. Here comes dog shit kicker number 1, field goes off by 25 yards. Offensive line can't block, sack. It's a horrible product, folks. It's a terrible fucking product they've got going on over there currently. There's no reason why the final few minutes of an NBA game should not be the most exciting. And yet, last night's game, how long did that shit take at the end for no reason? How long did the last couple of minutes of this game take for no fucking reason whatsoever? Anyways, you guys tell me if I'm wrong about this take right here. So we had 4 teams playing last night. 2 teams lost, the Magic, the Mavericks. If I were a fan of all these, if any of these teams, I think the fan base that should be the most concerned with what they saw last night is actually the Milwaukee Bucks. They won the game. They're moving on to Vegas. But after that game, I sort of feel like I'm leaving like, oh, man. Oh. What is this group? What is this group? The Magic do pull out, the Bucks do beat the Magic. The Magic obviously without Paolo Banchero, now without Franz Wagner. Paolo Banchero goes out with an injury. Franz Wagner says, "Don't worry, guys. I am a star. I needed some reassurance. I needed some confidence. I'm back. I'm ready to go." Franz Wagner goes out with an oblique injury as well. Jalen Suggs comes in, says, "Don't worry, guys. I'm a star. I'm ready to take over." So in a weird way, the first few months of the season could be, I mean, the Magic are 17-10. Could be kind of hellish for the Magic, even though they're winning, hellish with all of their injuries. But in a way, it could benefit them greatly because they just, Paolo looked like a superstar before he got hurt. Then Franz looked like a superstar. Then he got hurt. And now Jalen Suggs, last 2 games, 26 points against the Suns in a win, 32 points last night. 12 of 26 from the field, 3 of 11 from deep. Also had 4 steals and a block. He was incredible last night. Suggs was incredible in this game. Giannis was struggling a bit versus Patazzi. Man, Goga's a good player. He's the best center on their roster. And they start Wendell Carter Jr. with him just to keep that size that they have. And I thought Wendell actually did a decent job in this game against Giannis, but I know that there's a good amount of Magic fans in this community. And I think anytime I talk about this, they all sort of agree that Goga's might be their best center. Goga might be their best center. Wendell Carter Jr., he's a good player. And again, I thought he did a pretty good job sticking up Giannis. As good of a job as you could have hoped for, especially in the first half of this game. And one thing about Wendell, Wendell had a really beautiful lob pass to Goga. Goga's a good passer too, but Wendell's passing and playmaking is pretty solid for a center. But I like this Magic team quite a bit. And if I'm a Magic fan, I'm very happy about what I saw last night. Jalen Suggs looks like a superstar, at least in these few games without Franz and Paolo. But Jalen Suggs looks awesome. I mean, hitting threes off pull-up dribbles, off of screens. 1 dribble pull-up. Wait, Thanasis was there? Is Thanasis on a team? Is he a free agent? But not only that, he had that tough this is the making of a good bucket getter and a very tough shot maker. If you're a right-handed shooter, going right towards the baseline, shooting over your left shoulder. It's a tough shot. He hit one of those in these games. He had a post fade against AJ Green early in the first half. Just getting it done a bunch of different ways, scoring the basketball. And that's really a good sign because you know who he is defensively. Defensively, he's one of the best in the league. And offensively, if you're going to get this, woo, they're damn good. Yeah, KCP has struggled a little bit. But, yeah, Gogo is awesome as well. 12 points, 14 rebounds. He plays really well, man. He's fucking huge. He takes up so much space on the court. He's a great rebounder. Can be a little slow-footed at times, but defensively, I think that he's a good player and a great screener, great pick-and-roll guy, good playmaker in the pick-and-roll, in those short rolls. They're good. He's a good basketball player. He's way better than his contract. What is he making? Like $8 million? I think he's making the same amount of money as Zeke Naji. Goga needs to get a buzz cut and he'd be a fucking demon. I could see Goga with a buzz cut. Yeah, $9 million this year, $8 million next year, $7 million the years after that. He's making less money than Zeke Naji, folks. And he signed that this offseason. That's what's crazy. I think we all knew he was good. He was good last year when Wendell Carter Jr. was out. Then you have Mo Wagner off the bench, they were talking about this on the broadcast. His per 36 stats are absolutely crazy. He had 13 points on 6 of 6 shooting. There's a Wagner brother documentary going around. It's in German, but I haven't seen any subtitles. But apparently it's really good. Oh, and Cole Anthony. I wrote this down. I was taking notes of this game when I was watching it. Cole Anthony terrorist attack. You know, there was a manhunt for Luigi a couple days ago. The feds need to be hunting down Cole Anthony for what we witnessed last night. To subject this country to that. It's unpatriotic. It's un-American. It's evil. I'll leave it at that. Oh, and Anthony Black was great in this game as well. Good player. Good player. He's going to have to shoot threes and make threes, I think, in the long run. But he does a lot of things. A lot of things. Cole Anthony, 2 of 12. He was horrid. I mean, horrible last night. It was just terrible. You know, can I briefly, on my side, take a moment here to shit on degenerate gamblers? I was rewatching the first half of this game because I missed it. I was at the gym. And I was like, man, let me see what people are talking about Cole Anthony. Just see some funny Twitter memes and stuff like that. It's always funny when guys have bad games. So I searched Cole Anthony on Twitter. Literally nothing but degenerate gamblers. Nothing but degenerate gamblers. And they're like, I can't believe that I can't believe Cole Anthony sold me. I can't believe I put Cole Anthony in my parlay. Man, why the fuck do you have Cole Anthony in your parlay? Huh? Why is Cole Anthony? Why are you betting on Cole Anthony? Call a hotline. Call a hotline, please. What's even the fun in that? We used to do that. Obviously, we used to do it when we were sponsored by a company I will not name. When we used to do stuff for them, I thought it would be fun to pick a random player to hit more than 1 3, and it is fun. But it would always be like once we lost, we'd be like, yeah, we're dumbasses for doing that. Wouldn't get mad or anything like that. Like if you're that upset to be super pissed off at Cole Anthony for not scoring any game because you bet on him on a random, or not random, it's NBA Cup night. I mean, but on a December basketball game, maybe you should look inward to be upset at yourself. Okay, let's get to the Bucks, who did win this game. I know I just shit on the Bucks. I was hyping up the Magic. Again, it goes back to what I was saying. Out of all the teams that played last night, there's 2 teams that lost. If I were a fan of the Bucks, I'd be the most concerned out of all fan bases. I wrote this down as well. Damian Lillard is ass on defense. He's fucking horrible defensively. I'm sorry. I will never, ever get gaslighted. And he popped off at the end of this game offensively to win them. That disgusting step back 3 when they were down 3. I mean, he doesn't hit that shot, they probably lose this game. And then the Magic had a defensive breakdown there. Dame attacks before they get set. Goga's not ready, not in help. And Dame gets an uncontested layup. Miscommunication defensively there as well. But, dude, his defense in the first half of this game was dreadful. Dreadful. I don't know how you can be a contender with that. I really don't. Because, Chris Middleton will plug into the starting 5. He didn't score any points last night, but he had 8 assists. I think Chris Middleton's looked decent at times. Just when I watch him, I'm like, all right, he's going to figure some stuff out. And Chris Middleton's not the worst defensively. He unironically might be the worst in the league. He's up there, man. He's up there. And I'm not getting gaslit. Every now and then he'll get a steal or something. People are like, dude, Dame's actually been playing good defense. No, I'm sorry. It's horrible. It is terrible. He couldn't contain a ball handler for longer than 0.2 seconds, man. It was hard to watch. But again, he made plays down the stretch that were key for them. What happened to the 2020-2022 Bucks? They were always great defensive as a team. Well, they had Drew Holiday. I mean, their starting 5s were what? Giannis, Drew, Brook Lopez, Chris Middleton, and weren't they starting PJ Tucker during their finals run? Didn't he start for them? I mean, you don't have a single bad defender in that group. And then you have a bunch of elite defenders in that group. Jay Crowder, Dante in the regular season, I think. Yeah, and then he got hurt. Brook Lopez is still a great shot blocker. Like, he still is a great rim deterrence, even in his older age, cement shoes age. But Bobby Portis was really good in this game. He's had his problems so far this season, but he's really important in games like these. The Magic going to zone. I mean, he's somebody you can just attack the middle of that zone, make mid-range jumper after mid-range jumper after mid-range jumper. So he was huge for them last night. AJ Green has been a good player for them. Andre Jackson, 8 minutes in this game. Did he get hurt? I mean, they were sagging off of him, which is interesting because his three-point shooting numbers are not bad. I think I even saw a stat that he's one of the best just in terms of points added per shot. It's one of these weird fucking advanced stats. I believe it was him that was the highest in the league among guys who had 100 jump shots or more. 36% from three. That cannot be true then. That can't be true. It was AJ Green? Okay, AJ Green then. I knew it was a Buck. For some reason I thought it was Andre Jackson. Oh, it was a typo. Okay, thank you, Jeremy. You saw that too? All right, because I was confused as fuck when I saw that. I'm not going to lie to you. I saw that on Twitter. I was like, what? That can't be true. But I didn't see the correction, and I thought that was it. All right, thank you for that. Thank you for clearing that up. That makes so much more sense. You watched this game last night, and the Bucks are not even guarding Andre Jackson. And I do like Andre Jackson. I think he plays a lot of effort and intensity. And obviously, when Chris Middleton ramps back up, he'll be into the starting five. So I was box score watching. Bobby had like 16 in the first. What happened? 5 points in the third quarter. Defense changed or something. Yeah, and then Giannis started to pop off, and Dame started to get going as well. Giannis was really good in this game, 37 points. Giannis has reached this level as a scorer where I think he can get 37 in and out, look like super dominant. Whenever you have some guys just score so easily. I mean, we see this sometimes with like Luka. You see it with Embiid. Sometimes guys like that game against the Suns, Mavs against the Suns, second game of the season for the Mavs. They lose. Luka pops off for 40. It wasn't really a dominant game. It wasn't a great performance. It was like at the end of the game, you're like, wow, Luka had 40 points. Holy shit. Giannis is kind of in similar territory there. But anyways, this was a fun game down the stretch. The Magic play so well. They play so hard. They force so many turnovers. Defensively, they're just all over the court. They got so much size. I mean, Tristan da Silva, he's a huge dude. Like, I don't know what his career is going to have, what his career has in store for him, but he's huge. And you kind of feel that size when he's out there. Anthony Black is a bigger guard, and you feel that when he's out there. And they're going to add Paolo and Franz to this mix. So if we fast forward to February, Franz is back, Paolo is back. Let's say Paolo just kind of returns to where he was before he got injured. Franz, obviously, all of their stats will go down. But Franz sort of returns to the level of play he was before he got injured. Jalen Suggs maintains this level of play. Dude, that's a really, really good team. Like, obviously, they're 17-10. They haven't lost a home game yet. But, yeah, Jonathan Isaac was out last night. They're a really, really good team. A team that I would be a little scared of if I were a big-time contender in the Eastern Conference. They're just huge. And if now all of a sudden I get two jumbo-sized wings who are creating for themselves and others at a high level offensively in Paolo and Franz Wagner, woo! Now I feel bad because the Bucks did win this game. I spent the whole time glazing the Magic and shitting on the Bucks. But that's how I felt watching this one. I didn't leave it being like, wow, that was a good win for the Bucks. I left it like, man, okay. Is that how you guys are living? Why do we have back-to-back Wolves, Thunder, Celtics from 23rd through 24th January? Hey, to be the best, you got to beat the best. To beat the best, you got to be the best. To be the best, you got to beat the best of the best. If you want to be the best. 13 to 23rd quarter. Yeah, this game was ugly a little bit in the second half. But anyways, I mean, those were the games. It was a fun night of NBA Cup action. It was. I saw some people say this, and I agree wholeheartedly. You got to get rid of the Oh, I did not realize there was cup games tonight. In my pea-sized brain, I thought the cup games were on Thursday. I promised a League Pass stream on cup games. I did not realize that these were tonight. My bad, guys. There was going to be no cup stream tonight. I can't. That's a real big disappointment. That's a real big disappointment. The media is ready to call them good again, and they've only beat bad teams. Yeah, the Bucks schedule really has been very light as of late. Perks are playing in the Eastern Conference, obviously, but during their hot stretch, they beat Toronto. Toronto's not very good. Detroit's competitive. Houston's good. That was a nice win. Chicago, bad. Pacers, bad. Hornets, bad. Add Heat, they're all right. Washington, bad. Horrible. Detroit, bad. No, they're competitive. Brooklyn, competitive, but they've started to fall back down a little bit. And then an Orlando team. Let's see what the ESPN Power Rankings are looking like. Celtics number 1, Cavs number 2, Thunder number 3. Yeah, okay, this is all fair to me. I'm going to be real. I think I'd have the Thunder at number 1. I'm just going to be honest. I think they're the best team in the league. They got the Mavericks all the way up to 4. Biggest issue, Luka Doncic's slow start. Don't show anybody that. Memphis Grizzlies at number 5. Rockets at number 6. This is a good ranking right here. This is a good ranking. The Nuggets at 10. Actually feels pretty fair. I don't have a qualm with any of these. Realistically, the Pacers should be lower than that. I think at this juncture I'd have the Sixers ahead of the Pacers. Clippers are better than the Nuggets. I would agree with that. Dude, the Wizards are so bad. It's unbelievable. The Wizards have a lot of issues after another throwaway season. I mean, that kind of is what sucks. The Wizards have entered that point where it's just like, oh man, there's not a lot of reasons to watch this team on a nightly basis. And that's a point that really sucks for fans, Look at the Pacers' upcoming schedule. It's going to get bad. Let us see. Indiana Pacers schedule. They play Philadelphia on Friday. Okay, Sixers are playing better basketball. They play the Pelicans on Sunday. All right, that should be a win. The Pelicans are getting some horses back, but that should be a win. Suns in Phoenix. All right, they got a tough West Coast trip. Suns, Kings, Golden State Warriors. Those are tough ones. At home against the Thunder. That's a toughie. Boston twice in a row in Boston. That fucking sucks. That sucks. Seeing that on your schedule. It's like, well, that's 2 losses right there. Pencil those in. Milwaukee on New Year's Eve. Miami, Phoenix. Yeah, that's a tough stretch right there. And then, you get a reprieve. Because by January 6th, dangerous date. By January 6th, Brooklyn's probably going to be terrible, if I had to guess. Chicago. But then Golden State and 2 games against the Cavs. Man alive. That's tough. And then what sucks is you look at their schedule right now, and they have shitted themselves during what should have been a pretty easy stretch. A stretch where they should have padded their record a little bit going into this tough, difficult stretch that they're on. Ugh. People are annoyed at losing because it shows the Mavs don't have a real chance. What? Dude, the Mavs in game 1 last night, or game 1 of that series last year, got fucked. They got throttled in the second half. It was a blowout. Worse than last night. And they ended up winning the series. NFC South is NFL, is Buccaneers, Falcons, Saints, and Panthers. Yeah, that division has always been shitty. I got to set my lineups. Who's playing on Thursday night in the NFL this year or this week? Rams and 49ers. Got to set my lineups. I'm in the playoffs in a couple of my leagues. Got to get ready to go. I'm trying to think if I have anybody on these teams and leagues I'm in the playoffs in. I don't think so. No, I have Puka in one of them. I got Puka in one of them. And then, I got nobody on the Cowboys. I mean, why the fuck would you? Nobody on the Panthers. There's no bye weeks anymore, right? Why the fuck are there 2 Monday night games? NBA Doomers is what takes me out of sports and local media. Yeah, I mean, I can't be online. I'm not going to be online at all today. It's just, it reaches a terrible spot. I get it. It was the NBA Cup. I mean, for Christ's sake. It's the Cup, man. It's the NBA Cup, and, you want to put on for your city. And I get that. Nobody gets that more than me, actually, in a lot of ways. Embiid returns, says knee issues depressing. Yeah, it is kind of depressing. Oh, yeah, other news I think we should talk about real quick. Kawhi might be back in a couple of weeks, is what it sounds like. Also, unfortunate, Derrick Jones Jr. hurt his hamstring, and he's going to be out for 2 weeks. They rolled him out, which I believe means that he will miss the Mavs games against the Clippers. I could be wrong on that front, but I do believe that's what that means because they play the Clippers coming up. The Mavs do. So that's unfortunate. I'm not falling for the Kawhi shit. Kawhi's going to come back, and there's going to be a 2 to 3 week stretch where it's like, holy shit, wait a second. Kawhi on this team? Kawhi on this Mavs team? I did not know the Mavs draft Huck Porty and then traded him to the Knicks. You make an OKC video, then not seeing the comments walking away. You want to see the Mavs world burn? Look, man, here's the thing. We've done a good job this season of being sort of, I know it's a lot of Mavs content, but we've spread the wealth. We've talked about other teams, and those videos have done pretty well, all things considered. It's I always say this. December through January, believe it or not, is probably the lowest point for NBA content creation. I know that sounds crazy to believe. It in reality is probably like September, but during the season, the December and January months is probably the lowest point. I think it's the least tuned in people are. You get the early season waves, right? Everyone's excited. The NBA's back. Let's go. NBA Cup, I do think people care about. So you get that attention. And then you get to these, Christmas Day games are big. But then outside of that and after that, especially in January, it's kind of this lull where people are like, all right, I've already seen my team. I'm going to watch the NFL playoffs or whatever the fuck else is going on. And then February comes, trade deadline's there. People love NBA transactions. I mean, love it. People live for it. People live for NBA transactions. Quite literally, there's people who make careers off of just doing nothing but posting NBA trades on YouTube. And then you have the All-Star game, and that's when people really lock in. And then you're good for the next couple of months. And then you have the offseason. People love talking about free agency. People love it. People love it, love it, love it. People love the month of July, free agency, and then we spend the whole month talking about it. August, you still get some residual effects talking about it. September, it falls off a little bit. But it is like December, January is just that time of the year. People are doing other shit. Holidays, obviously. It isn't until February where people really lock in. So I say all that to say, in a roundabout way, we've done good so far this season. January especially, yeah. We've done good so far this season, and it's important. If you're a Mavericks fan, and you're like, fuck, man, I don't want to watch a Thunder video. It's important. You want to know your shit. I wonder if there is a way to bring back Dodo, though. That feels like the only move for the Mavs to make. I'm going to be real. I don't even think there's a move there. I don't see one opening up. That's not to say that one won't, but our next game on Friday, right? No, the Mavs don't play again until Sunday. Advertisers spend a lot less money in January due to this. Yep. Yeah, that's a common thing as well on YouTube. Is January is just the dead month. Yeah, Omax has earned some minutes, I think. We don't need to trade for anyone. This team is miles better than last year. Yeah, I mean, if something opens up, by all means, go for it. There's still a whole lot of green right there, folks. Whole lot of green for the Mavs. You got NBA Cup action tonight. I know I said I would do a playback stream. I thought, for some fucking reason, I thought these games were on Thursday night. I've got no idea why I thought these games were on Thursday night. And I'm sure as fuck not streaming Pistons, Celtics, Raptors, Heat, Kings, Pelicans. I'll tell you that much. All right, so Friday's kind of a busy game. We will have a League Pass stream between now and the next Mavs game. I promise you that. On playback.tv/slightly biased. We'll figure out when. We'll figure out when. If you're listening to this on Spotify, leave a 5-star review. I love you. Okay, folks. That's going to do it for I. Mavs roster's pretty deep, even with the struggling Maxey. Yeah, I mean, Maxey's just so big. His size in and of itself is helpful. Pretty quick episode today, but, you know, we talked about what we needed to talk about, and we're getting the hell out of here. We're getting the hell out of here. Thank you all for tuning in. All the OGs, you guys know, love you very much. Could have spent your Wednesday morning anywhere in the world. You decided to spend it here. New subscribers. I promise you guys will not regret it. Donations, members. You guys never have to do that, but it helps me out tremendously. It makes me feel so good. You guys enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Hope you have a great one today, ladies and gentlemen. Wait. What? What's for lunch? Not sure yet. Not sure yet. Man, I did some core stuff yesterday working out. Where's your oblique? I don't know if I tweaked something. I don't know if it's because I'm sore, but there's like right here. Right back here. It like hurts to breathe sometimes. Ab muscle on the side. All right, I don't think it's it. What's right here? Your lat? Your lat's all the way down here? I thought your lats were up here. Okay, this being my lat would make some sense because I was working on those. And that kind of hurting a little bit. But why does it hurt when I breathe? I mean, it doesn't right now, but a little bit last night it did. Oh, like, what the fuck? Only when I was laying down at certain angles. And, you know, the way that my brain works tells me, like, are my organs shutting down? Was it like, are my organs in the process of shutting down and I'm not going to wake up from this sleep? Knock on wood. But that's how my brain works sometimes. Hey, I can't be the only one. I can't be the only one. What is that called? Hypochondriac? Is that what that is? Inflammation of the muscles around the rib cage. I could see that maybe. Got a good workout in though. I felt great afterwards. Mad Dog is mad at Sean McDermott's end of game play calling. He's just screaming at a camera. 1 foot away from it. Who watches this shit, man? And then you got 3 guys in the background just sitting there staring. This is one of the more shocking things I've seen. Happens to me only if I overeat lots of carbs and greasy barbecue meat. All right, well, I ate good last night. I worked out on her slightly. Suggs has competitive stones missing in the Mavs backcourt. Suggs on this Mavs team? Holy shite. That'd be nasty. All right, I'm out of here. Love you all. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Video dropping later. Click on it. Like it. Comment. Subscribe. It's a sub. I know I promised this for a while, but I can't quite figure out the playback stuff because the scoreboard just does not work much for me. And when it comes to wanting to post VODs, I want the scoreboard there so you guys fucking see the score at any given moment. By the way, I didn't realize the motion we have on playback. We are one of the most viewed playback channels. And I did not realize that was the case. You know, they got us. Hey, look, they got us on there. I was looking for us. They got us on the popular page. 4th row, you know. All right. Fourth row. I mean, they got 170 people in here. We pushed 400. 310. We pushed 400. YouTube must be pushing you down. You should be much more popular on YouTube. It's a process, brother. It's a process. Been doing very well the last couple of weeks, I will say. Well, not surprising as playback is a relatively small platform. Yeah, but I feel like, I mean, I have 2,000 members in my room. I've always felt like this, which this is how YouTube is as well. I kind of like when we chat like this. But my click-through rates are always incredible. You guys are a great community. So, like, channels and playback rooms that are like 2 or 3 times bigger, just in terms of members, get way less views on a nightly basis. And YouTube, same way. Like, I just look at how many people are in streams versus my subscriber count, how many views I get versus my subscriber count, and it's good. Like the ratio is there. That's what you want. You don't want your channel to be dead. You don't want, to have 20,000 subs and get 300 views. True views don't matter that much, and engaged community is always better. I said the same thing. Ben was trying to pick my brain because they're getting into YouTube. And I was like, man, it's you just build the community and then everything else will follow. Matters more than anything else. But it's like, why is you? I feel like anytime YouTube does push me a little bit in the algorithm, it does great. I just think there's so many NBA channels, man. So many. I'm looking at all these playback pages. You got Nate Duncan on playback. Playback's doing well, man. I mean, you got... Oh, they got my guys. We Talk Mavs on the popular page. Look at that. Gilbert Arenas goes on there. A lot of channels stream on multiple platforms as well, like YouTube, Rumble, Playback, Twitch, etc. Community building is the #1 most important thing. B-Dot is so cool, guys. Yeah, he's all right. Oh, B-Dot. Saturday morning. You know where. See you there. Okay? Let me redo my outro because we just spent too much time talking. Thank you all for coming out. All of the OGs, guys, I love you very much. Guys, your Wednesday morning in the world. You has been here to subscribe. So promise, guys, out. We're good. Donation members. Thank you guys so much. You ever do that? How's that? Makes me feel so good. You guys enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Love you all. Talk to you a lot later. Calf strain. Oh, I forgot about that. That's fair. That fucking sucks. All right, love you all. Talk to you later. Bye.